Hello everyone, welcome to Added Trade. Hope everybody had a good trading day today. We had a very good move on the upside in Nifty and Banknifty. What I have opened here is the 15-minute chart of Banknifty. Let's quickly see the trade review for today, what happened today, and see the analysis for tomorrow, that is Wednesday, 25th August. I'm just going to shift down to a 5-minute chart in Banknifty. See, we did get a pretty flat opening, not too much of gap up in Bank Nifty, and immediately had a sell-off. And exactly we took support at the pivot level in CPR, which I did mention that pivot could act as a support. We exactly took support at pivot. So the first entry probably today was here. We could have got a good entry over here if you're taken long. The first target was R1, even that breached. And second target was R2, even that didn't get hit. In case if anybody had missed the target here, the second entry was over here when this candle just breached through R1. I was hoping for a retest of this R1 and then a move on the upside, but the retest never came. So we missed this up move from R1 to R2. So sometimes it happens. If you have a rules, you stick to it. If the price moves that way, you trade. If not, you just take stop loss and stop for the day. We did try shorting here right after this rejection candle at R1, thinking we might slip little more. So even this ended up being a loss trade for us. So we just took stop loss and stopped for the day. But the trend today was a very bullish and a good trend on the upside. Now coming to the trade for tomorrow, see, you can see the CPR is wide and R1 is pretty far off at 35,989 and S1 is coming here at 35,255. I have just moved this other resistance. What I put is nothing but the previous today's high, and this resistance will remain as it is, this red line. And I put one more support line over here that is at 35,003. I don't think we'll slip so much. I'll be showing you the open interest analysis. We have a very good support at 35,000. So basically how we trade white CPR is, depending on the gap up or gap down, right? We would be sideways for most part of the day, okay? Especially after a good up move. And we are getting a white CPR, there is one possibility, it's a possibility that we could be sideways, either within the CPR range or like between this resistance and CPR. We could be within this range. That is one possibility. So if this happens, if we are sideways, then there would not be any chance for option buying. It would be an option seller's day. So for option buying, we might get a good chance probably later on in the day, post 12 or 1, after certain consolidation. If that range, say the Bank Nifty is consolidating between this range, right? After a consolidation, if we get a breakout, probably we'll get one move on the upside. As it is, we are close to monthly expiry, there could be further short covering, or a small dip on the downside. So we will have to wait and trade in terms of option buying. Today was a very good day for option buying. So tomorrow it's a wide CPR, so we got to be careful. But we will get certain chances for scalping, like in case we come down and see a strong rejection at pivot, like how we saw today, probably we can scalp until the first target as 35,790 and R1, or in case we might even reverse down from here. If we get a good rejection at this level, 35,790, we can short until pivot. And the same thing on the downside. If we get a rejection, say we gap down somewhere here at about 35,400 or something, get a slight rejection at the pivot, we can probably trade down until S1. So these are the small scalping possibilities that can occur tomorrow. But we will be in a very tight range for most part of the day. It won't be a very trending day like this because white CPR, it'll be pretty consolidating day. Let's just check the open interest for Bank Nifty, August end expiry. See how things changed from yesterday open interest and today. We have a very strong support at 35,500 and a pretty good resistance at 36,000. I don't think 36,000 will get taken out before this expiry. It's just based on the open interest as of today. Okay, this can change quickly tomorrow as well, but as of now it looks 36,000 being taken out on the upside is difficult, and a very good support at 35,500. In case we get a dip, we have a line mug. Yeah, it's the one, 35,400, and let's put a marking even at around 35,500. See, based on the open interest, right, see the amount of puts that is sold for. Because of that, by any chance, if we get a dip intraday towards 35,500 and a good rejection candle over here at this pivot or at somewhere close to 35,500, it's a very good long based on the open interest. We might not go so much high as today, like how we moved like almost 400-500 points, but we would get a good up move, and this can be a good chance for option buying at about 35,500. If we touch, we might not even touch, I'm just saying if we touch, then it's a good buy at 35,500 call for intraday would be a good thing. Now let's quickly look at Nifty. Before that, I just want to show one more thing that is putting off this trend lines, and just wanted to show how beautifully CPR works. From the pivot, we got a good rejection, and this was like a on 15 minutes like a 2 candle, okay, and we just blasted through until R2. So let's just check Nifty 15 minutes chart. Again on Nifty we have a white CPR, and there's a good resistance. This can act as a resistance tomorrow, that is 16,540. See, whenever we have white CPR, we need to be very quick in scalping. We might get a trade from here until pivot, or we might open somewhere close to pivot and a good rejection from pivot and move until this point. So when there's a white CPR, your scalping and the target should be small, or either on the downside. From pivot we might reject and come until this line, that is 15,540 and probably S1. So we need to have very conservative targets whenever the CPR is wide. Again in Nifty we might see a pretty consolidated move most of the day, and depending on the global markets, whether bullish or bearish, we might get a spike at the later part of the day. So let's just quickly check the global markets. As of now, Dow Jones is trading at plus 64 only, and DAX, the European market, is quite okay. The DAX is trading at 115, and XGX Nifty right now it's trading at 46. So depending on the gap up or gap down, we might be in a pretty consolidated range. In case we break out of this previous day high, okay, with a good candle like how we broke through today, probably we will hit R1 probably later part of the day. In case the world market turns bullish at later part of the afternoon, we could get a small move on the upside is possible. Let's quickly check the open interest for Nifty. See this red candle, it's just a blind no-brainer. That 16,500 is a very good support. Let's see if we have a line marked at 15,500. Yeah, that comes over here. 16,500, we have a very good support, and Nifty is looking more bullish. See, there's not much resistance on the upside, and a good resistance can come at 16,700 only. Even 16,600 puts are written. So we could see a small up move, probably like a pretty consolidated up move. We might gap up, and when we say consolidated up move is we might gap up and stay sideways in a particular region because of white CPR. And depending on the global markets and because of monthly expiry, we might get a spike at the towards the end of the day. So we need to be quick if in case we are scalping in options, because of white CPR. As it remains sideways, we need to have a quick entry and exit. So that's it for tomorrow. Let's see how the market plays out tomorrow. Thank you for watching and have a good trading day tomorrow.